So I'm going to teach you guys how to write and solve an equation to answer a percent problem. Okay. A great way to do this is to set up a proportion. If you're not permitted to use a calculator, or if you just simply don't have a calculator handy, all right, and you don't know your percents by heart too well, one thing you do is set up a proportion. Now it says what number is 10% of 20? So what number would be x? And what you do is line x up in the numerator with whatever number it is. So again, what number is 10%? And that's why they're both in the numerator. Okay, and 10% goes over 100%. The percentage ratio will always be over 100. So for example, 10% goes over 100. It's important that you match everything up. So again, what number is 10% of 20? So here it is, x over 20 equals 10 over 100. Cross multiply, divide, and you find out that x equals 2. Okay, so the number we're looking for here all along was 2, which makes sense. The 2 is 10% out of 20. Here, what number is 150% of 40? So this time, it's what number is 150%. Again, the is numbers go together. They're both in the numerator. What number, which is x, is 150. And the percent is always over 100, so that's why 100 is in the denominator under 150. The only one left is 40, so basically what number out of 40 is 150%. Cross multiply, divide, find your solution for x, and you have your answer. Okay, so 40 times 150 was 6,000. So you divide both sides by 100 because 100 times x is 100x, and what you should get is 60. Now here I'm writing question marks because I have 600 equals x. It should be 60 equals x, which makes sense. Think about it. 60 is 150% of 40. Okay, why? Well, 40 is 100% of 40, is it not? And 20 is 50% of 40. So if you put them together, if 50% of 40 is 20, 100% of 40 is 40, well, 20 plus 40 is 60. Therefore, 150% is 60 out of 40, or 60 is 150% of 40. We're going to do some more of these, and it is important to watch all different looks, because there will be different looks at the way that these problems work. This one asks what 3 is what percent of 600. So this time the is numbers are 3 and x, because 3 is what percent. Alright, so that's why I have both of those in the numerator. Always match up the is numbers. Okay, now since x is a percent, that goes over 100. The only thing left is 600. Alright, so it's 3 out of 600. So to do the math, what we would do is cross multiply. Okay, all you have to do is 600 times x, which is 600x, and 100 times 3, which is 300. Divide both sides by 600. Turns out that x equals 1/2, or 0.5. So 0.5 percent is the answer. In other words, 3 is only 1/2 of a percentage point of the number 600, which makes sense because, after all, 6 would be 1% of 600, so therefore 3 would be 0.5%.
Ah, that's where you're hiding.
What's up? Let me pause this.
So you're doing...
Oh, crap.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay, I'm back. Sorry about that mix-up. Had a bit of an interruption. Here, you're asked to find the percentage that 18 is of 20. So 18 is what percent of 20? So 18 is what percent? So 18 and x both go into the numerator, and then you have 20 and 100 in the denominators. Okay. So again, you have 18 is x, what percent in other words, and then of course the percent always has, the percent ratio always has 100 in the denominator, and 20 represents 100%, so that's why 20 is lined up with 100. So after you do some cross multiplication, divide both sides by the coefficient 20, and we should get a result of 90 equals x. So the answer would be 18 is 90% of 20, which makes sense if you basically take 18 over 20 and reduce that to 9 over 10. You can clearly see 9 over 10 is equivalent to 90%. Okay, all these different ways to check percents, ratios, proportions, and whatnot. 8 is 80% of what number? Okay, so if you guess that 8 and 80 would be matched up in the numerator, you are correct because they are the is numbers. Easy to see that. 8 is 80%. Now 100 of course goes in the denominator with 80 because that's the percent ratio. The only thing that's left is what number, so that obviously goes into the denominator of 8 as the numerator. Now we are going to cross multiply 80 times x and 100 times 8, and we would get our answer. So not sure what happened there. Looks like we skipped something. All right, in this equation 90 is 18%, so they're matched up in the numerators. So we cross multiply 100 times 90, that's 9,000, and 18 times x, so 18x equals 9,000. We divide both sides by 18. This will tell us what the number is. So when you do 9,000 divided by 18, you get 500. So 90 is 18% of 500.